Hey, what's up, beautiful Bellcast listeners? Welcome to another episode. I am Gio.
And I'm Bart.
Hi, Bart. I didn't mean to even say it like that.
What'd you make fun of me for?
What the fuck?
Damn.
I didn't even mean to come in that hard. I just was like, what's up, Bart? Like, I was excited. Like, what's up, baby? That's all. But it came out like Bart. Like, I just was fucking making fun of you. Sorry. Okay, on that topic, because it just brought me back to my childhood and how, like, I kind of came off a little bit too abrasive.
Damn, bully.
Do you think we would have been friends as kids?
Like middle school, elementary, high school.
We could start middle school because I don't remember myself in elementary.
Okay.
I think I was friends with everyone in elementary.
Okay.
But we can start middle school and then move into high school.
Okay, tell me what you were like in middle school.
And then move into high school. I mean, into college.
Because if you made fun of me like that, we definitely wouldn't have been friends. Unless I thought you liked me. Because you know some people, they like purposely like hit people or make fun of them because they don't know how to contain.
That was me. That was me in elementary school.
Then I'm like, I think she likes me because she always picks on me for no reason.
When did you pick up on that though? Because I felt like boys didn't know that until like it was already too late. They were too old.
I think in junior high.
Okay, that's too late, too old.
Really?
Well, yeah, because that's happening in elementary school.
Oh yeah, in elementary school you just don't know. You're just like, she's a bitch.
Yeah.
But then in middle school you're like, wait, why is she giving me so much attention?
Yeah, I had a crush on this boy named Aaron in the 4th grade. And yeah, we would play handball. We would play handball and then I would purposely like pull his hair. And then after I did it, I'm like, why did I just do that? I didn't know why I just did that. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
I think you still do that. You just pulled my hair right now.
But I wasn't even trying to like hit on you or anything. Sure. I wasn't even thinking about the love that I had. Okay. So in junior high, I looked weird. So, you know, like you already look kind of lanky and your proportions are all kind of weird. And like I wasn't plucking my eyebrows. I wasn't shaving either. Jesus.
I mean, I've seen those pictures. Oh. So like, as you're telling me, I'm like, I'm going through my mental photo album. I'm like, yeah, that one.
Of me?
Yeah.
Of yourself?
Of you.
Because you look pretty jacked up.
Whoa. Why does everything have to come back to me? We're talking about you, so I'm visualizing you.
Hey, I know, but you can't be judging me with your judgy face.
I'm not. I'm looking through an actual photo.
I'm still really sensitive about it.
I'm looking at an actual photo that I've seen.
Yeah, I look like a creature for sure. So then because I couldn't shave, I was always wearing pants. I always wore pants.
Good.
And then my mom would never let me shop in the junior section ever. So, because the junior section just meant that it's more form-fitting. And she's like, no. She would only let me shop in like the women's section. What?
The women's section?
Yes.
Isn't women's section more like grown up than the junior section?
Yes. Well, not grown up and provocative.
Opposite?
No, not provocative. It's just looser fitting, baggier.
Oh, I see.
So they wouldn't sell short shorts. They wouldn't sell like Daisy Duke shorts or like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
in the junior section, they would.
Because adults wouldn't wear
Exactly.
I see.
It's always like business cash.
Damn, isn't that kind of weird? As a like fashion designer, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna make some clothes for kids. These ones would be really revealing.
That is weird. Right? I never thought about that.
And then you're like,
I don't think they think about it
like that. And they're like,
that.
wait, as they get older, we can't be showing too much skin when you're older. I mean, now the clothes are way different, right?
I don't think they think about it
now
like
you
that.
have crazy revealing clothes. Like half of the Fashion Nova stuff doesn't even make sense. But like back in the day, I'm like, that's weird.
Well, I don't think it was like weird. I think the thought process, I mean, it could be that, but I doubt it. The thought process was more like young, fun. We go to the beach. We go do stuff, you know? And
fun. Ass cheeks hanging out. So fun.
Well, I don't think they made it that short. I think they just sized down. So they just got like a smaller size. I don't know. I wasn't that girl. Let me go back to me. So yeah, so I would wear oversized stuff just because that's what my mom forced me to wear. And I would always have a jacket on.
What if it's just because you're so tall, you didn't even fit the junior stuff?
Oh, I fit the junior stuff.
Oh, you did?
Even now, I still fit the junior stuff.
Oh, damn.
You know.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Yeah, I wish I could have. My titties are too big to match with these little titties. And
there you go.
There we go. Since everyone wants to stare at my tits all the time, here you go.
Especially me.
Nobody wants to stare at my tits.
That's exactly what your nipples look like, too.
Stop telling them all my secrets.
That's fine.
Yeah, and then I would always stick my hair back like this because I was a former ballerina. So I would just really liked it. It was easy, and I had braces. So that was just my outer appearance. On the inside, what was I like on the inside? I think I might have been
Cold, maybe dark.
Those are good. Yeah, getting warmer. Yeah, I wasn't like the class clown. Definitely wasn't that, but I wasn't like super mousy and quiet either.
Did you like drawing attention to yourself in class?
No.
So you liked staying out of the limelight?
Yes, I still do.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you like making people laugh?
I loved making people laugh, but only within my circle.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I was like, not everyone gets to hear my funny side.
Do you like being rebellious? Or did you like being rebellious?
I did, but I still did it within some sort of rules. Like I knew what the rules were, and I would just kind of push a little bit, but then that's it.
I see.
Yeah, so that was me. Wait. Did I play anything? I didn't play anything. I was in band.
In junior high?
I played, we called it Super Poker, but then it was like
Pasoidos or Big Two.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I played that every single, because my mom would pick me up. So school ended like around 3, but she'd pick me up like at 4:30. So we would just stay, like all the kids that parents worked, we would just stay out in the front and we would just play cards.
Let me see. So far, I don't think I still know that much about you. If you liked a guy, were you in the? Did you just say you're in the phase that you would tell them? No,
Never.
You're still in the like pinching them, like talking.
Not
shit
in
to the
junior
face.
high, no. But
you
yes, I
keep
would
it to
talk
yourself.
shit. For sure, I would talk shit.
And were you pretty open-minded as a junior high kid? Would you say?
Give me an example.
So for me, when I was in junior high, I was really close-minded. Right? It was if you were like if you didn't wear baggy pants and you didn't slick your hair back or have bangs or bald, I thought you were pretty whack. Like you had to be into like the, or like if you're not a skater or if you're not part of the like breakdancing group, like I did not want to hang out with like the Key Club or the ASB kids or the people that did well in school.
Whoa. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I didn't want to hang out with the kids that like
Did good in school because they
did
were
good.
kind of geeky for you.
Yeah, they're just lame, you know. So like, but if you're part of like the underworld,
Oh, that
like
wasn't
kind of
me.
like punky, you know, like
I was kind of punky, but
Really?
what's your definition of punky? Like music punky?
like anti-pop culture, like skate,
That was me.
breakdancing, the 4 elements. Do.
Oh, I was kind of geeky then. I think I was geeky.
Why? Because you're really into school.
I wasn't, I mean, yes and no. Yeah. I mean, would get good grades because I was still under my parents' control, like heavily. Oh my God. I would play fucking, what's that? Jump rope? It's not a jump rope, but like, it's like a band and then 2 girls stand here and there's a band and then someone's like, is it skip? What the fuck is it called?
It's like an elastic band, right?
Yeah. I played that
That's
shit.
not Chinese jump rope. Chinese jump rope is with the hands, right?
I think so.
Why do they call that Chinese jump rope?
I don't know. Maybe Chinese people brought it over. I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know.
I played that, so I think we wouldn't have been friends. I played tetherball too.
In middle school?
Yeah, middle school for me, remember though, is from 5th to 8th grade.
Oh, I'm just talking about, okay, let's just talk about 7th and 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if you're playing tetherball in middle school, you are lame.
7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
Fuck. What did I do? I was just with my little circle of friends.
Were you smoking?
No.
You
You were smoking?
Yeah.
Ew, I would have never been your friend, loser.
If you're smoking, if you weren't smoking in 7th and 8th grade, you were
Get out
a
of my face.
loser.
Really?
Yeah.
Yucky. Yeah, we wouldn't have been friends at all. Okay, I was definitely geeky.
Were you a hall monitor?
No, fuck no.
Thank
I ain't no
God.
fucking rat.
Thank God.
I grew up in the hood. I ain't no snitch. What the
God
fuck?
damn.
I don't
Alright.
smoke, but I ain't no snitch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we would have been friends. You might have just
Wait.
been neutral.
Did you have glasses?
Yes.
A deal breaker.
Really?
Deal fucking breaker.
You didn't wear
Yeah.
glasses?
No.
But you have contacts and glasses now.
Yeah, but I have like -1.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know if we would have been friends or not.
Were you making out with chicks?
No, but I really wanted to.
You didn't have a girlfriend?
No, I was so scared. So there was this chick in 7th grade, right? She was super cute, super hot for my standards at that time. And, you know, everyone's dumb at this time. So when I tell this story now, you're like, what a fucking loser. But
Oh, I can't wait.
but when you're during that time, you're like, God damn, that was a dream come true. So there's this chick. So for me, I think I was always like a rebellious kid, and I was always into a lot of stuff. So I was kind of friends with everyone in all those groups. So people that breakdance, like I like to hang out with them. We would write raps and rhymes. And
Damn, you were left-handed?
I mean, I'm both.
Okay,
And
I'm
then-
ambi.
Yeah. And then I hung out with the skater kids, and I hung out with some of the thugs. So I pretty much hung out with all of the quote unquote unfavorables. And in that group, I also am very like rebellious, and I like making people laugh. So I couldn't wait to roast a teacher all the time. Every single class, I can't wait to roast all of them, and I can't wait to go against the grain on things. So for example, even for my 7th grade like science project, I forgot we had to talk about, but I wrote the whole thing in a rap format. So the teacher would have to go up there and give like a 1-page presentation. And then so I would first start off as it, and I think I was kind of always been like a little performer, but I just didn't know. Because I would start off saying it where you couldn't tell that I was going to rhyme. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, everybody.
like when the sun comes up, it produces oxygen to feed the plants. And then as the plants are growing, it kind of attracts quite a few ants. And then so I would start going like that. And then eventually there'll still start being a flow. And then you would just see the teacher go, oh, because you could tell that.
She's tired of your shit.
Yeah, whatever
This motherfucker.
project she assigned us, I hijacked it, and now it's my shit. So that was
Wow, not much has changed.
really?
No. Yeah, not really. You hijack a lot of shit.
You promise?
Yeah, but you make it fun.
Oh yeah. So it was so I was that kind of kid, and then so I think because of that, girls that liked to have fun and girls that like kind of mischievous guys like me. So there's this one girl.
Is this the cute one? Are we going back to the cute girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
In history class, we were sitting in the front, and then she like looked, and this we've established like a pretty cool relationship every time we come to this class. Like we like sitting next to each other, we like talking. And she was like, you know what? I really want to make out with someone.
Oh my God. Again?
Yeah.
Bart, again?
And then she would say that, and she would say that.
Again, you stupid ass.
And as soon as she say that, like my ears would get like super hot, because I'm like, I think she's talking about me and she's trying to apply something.
God.
But I'm scared, and I'm like, oh yeah? You should.
Okay, wait. So then were you wearing baggy pants at this point?
So that's the thing that sucked, where on the inside, I hung out with a lot of what I thought were cool people. But since I already got kicked out of so many schools by this time, school uniforms weren't even required. But my dad's like, you got to get your fucking shit together. So he bought me only school uniforms. And I was the only kid that wore school uniforms Monday through Friday. Everyone else, I think, only had to wear it on Friday.
That girl's a loser. She wanted to make out with you?
Hey, my personality transcended beyond the school uniform, okay?
Well, not really, because then when she wanted to she put her freaking lips on the table, and you were in a you like probably tightened your tie a little bit more, and you're like,
Yeah, I was like, yeah,
I
you
wonder
should.
who you should.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, you should. And then she's like, oh, I want to make out with my thumb. And she starts sucking on it and licking it like crazy. And then I was just like, oh shit. And then she's like, what are you doing after school? And I was like, oh, nothing. She ended up coming over to hang out.
To your house?
Yeah.
Just you and her?
No. So
Oh.
she had some thirsty ass best friend, like one of those friend zone dudes. So he would always sit close to her to see like who she's talking to. And this was the part that was hella embarrassing, where they both actually came over. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why the fuck is this fool here? I'm like, oh, fuck it. I guess like, you can't shake him off. So we're just hanging out. And I think, my mom, she's extremely protective. So she's the type where if she's at work and I'm at home, she's literally calling every single like 30 minutes or every hour on the hour to see what the hell's going on, right? Because, my mom tapes my TV and all that. So she's like extremely overprotective. So probably I didn't pick up the phone for some reason. And her ass fucking shows up. and I hear the sound of her car, and I'm like, oh shit. So we were just hanging out in my living room area, and I'm like, oh shit. So I look out the window, I see my mom's Ford Tempo, and I'm like, you guys gotta leave. So we go through the back door, and then there's an alleyway. So I waited until for her to come through the front door, because I know she can't see. We don't have a window on this side, so she can't see on the other side of the alleyway. And I had both of them leave. And I don't know what happened, but you know how like in junior high, people are fickle. All it takes is that one thing, and you don't talk to anyone. And we never talked ever since then.
Even in class? In history?
I don't remember, but I just remember like, damn, I think she wanted to make out with me, and I didn't jump on the opportunity.
Okay, right there. Let's just stop real quick, because we got to think about all our sins, all right?
Yeah.
And we're also going to introduce our first sponsor.
Shout outs to our sponsor, Fight Camp. And I personally love Fight Camp because my boxing coach is involved with this project. So do you ever get bored with your workouts? Like there's times where you do the same workout over and over again and you kind of get bored. Or you like the workout in the beginning, but then since no one's pushing you and it starts to not change or unstimulated, this is what I love about Fight Camp. If you're looking for a workout that keeps you engaged, learning, excited, and motivated, a workout that's never boring and always challenging, you have to check out Fight Camp because it brings a boxing gym to literally anywhere in your house, your living room, your garage, your backyard. It's this class that teaches you exactly the way a personal training boxing coach would. You learn everything. You learn jabs, punch, crosses, slips, combos, and you string them together and they push you harder and harder and harder. So if you want to have probably one of the best cardio workouts that you've ever had, if you can keep up, I would highly recommend checking out Fight Camp, especially for those of you guys who might have been interested in boxing, but you're also kind of intimidated. You want to step into a place where you might be forced to spar or that'd be a bad gym, but like you just don't want to, you like, I want to get my foundation and my fundamentals down before I go and start boxing at an actual gym. This is a really good warm-up.
Well, and right now you can't even go to these gyms because it's a lot of social distancing happening.
That's very true, and I completely forgot about that. But so yeah, if you want to start boxing now, make sure you give Fight Camp a try. Fight Camp offers flexible financing for as low as 0% APR, and it's awesome because it comes with one of the best stationary bags I've ever seen. Comes with gloves, comes with the program, and right now it's a limited time offer. You can try it for 30 days with their money back guarantee. So if you're like, oh, I'm kind of on the fence, I don't know if the training is actually going to be that good, or am I going to lose any weight? Try it for 30 days. Commit yourself to it for 30 days and see if you see results. If you don't, return it. No money, what is it called?
No risk.
No risk, and it's a money back guarantee. Just go to fightcamp.com/bail, BEAW. Try Fight Camp for 30 days, and if you don't love it, they'll refund your money. Train like a fighter and turn your sweat into results. Try Fight Camp for 30 days. Go to joinfightcamp.com/bail, BEAW.
And we're back. Okay, you're fucking lame.
But I was in junior high, you're freaking shit out.
I could top that. So I had a
you're such a loser, but I was even more loser than you.
Fuck yeah, I'm definitely a loser. I only talk shit because I'm right there with you. You know?
Fine.
But I don't blame you. You grew up very innocently, and I'm happy that you were like, I think she's talking about me. Because a girl that's making out with her thumb at that age, there's some shit going on that's off in her household, bro.
Really?
For sure.
She was super cute too, because she's one of the chicks that developed early. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean, you can't be saying that shit now in retrospect. It's just weird.
What? I'm talking about from my 12-year-old self.
Nah, it's weird, dude.
Oh,
I'm just fucking with you. It's not weird. I just like fucking with you, okay? I think it's funny. Okay.
And you know what she had every day? This is her style. Where she had the
oh my god,
where she had the bangs that come down like this.
So stupid.
She had the bangs that come down like this, and then she had her hair that tied up in a ponytail. And
that's kind of cute.
And then the front was like all black, and then except for the ponytail, it started getting brown. And then the bangs was black, and it started going to be brown.
My mom would never let me dress like that.
But that was like if you wore that and you wore like the white Adidas Superstars.
Did she have the spaghetti strap?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was like, it looks so stupid now But back then,
was she Asian?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But back then, that was like the best.
Nice. Okay, so I can top that because I had a boyfriend was it in 7th grade? Maybe 7th or 8th grade. I had a boyfriend, right? So there's this guy named Richard. I don't even know how we got to talking, but I thought he was really, really handsome. Mexican kid. Really cute, super athletic. I've always liked my athletic boys, you know? So his best friend comes up to me and then he's like, hey, do you know this guy Richard or whatever? We didn't even have classes together. We would just see each other just in passing and stuff. And then he was like, oh yeah, he likes you and stuff. And I'm like, oh wow, yeah, I like him too. I think he's really cute. And like, I'm all shy. So then he was like, hey, do you want to be his girlfriend? And I'm like, yeah. So then,
Yeah.
so then,
Well, you don't say.
yeah. So then I had this best friend all through junior high. Her name's Tammy. So then me and Tammy, so I go up to her and I'm like, oh shit, I got a boyfriend now. She's like, what? That's so cool. I'm like, yeah, his name's Richard or whatever. That's him over there. And like I point and he's like playing, I think football or soccer or something.
I like how you didn't even bring him over to
Never.
introduce her. It was just like, you see that guy?
I never even talked to him.
He's my boyfriend.
I never even talked to him. I don't think we exchanged like more than like one sentence.
You guys didn't even talk on the phone?
Never.
He's not your real
Nothing.
boyfriend then?
Well, at that time he was. Check this out though, right?
What?
So we get together through his best friend. And then the next day I just go to the field where he's playing. I forgot what sport he's playing, but he's playing. And me and my friend Tammy are off because there was like bungalows next to the field. So we're playing poker or super poker again. It's just us two. And I'm just watching him play soccer. And that was the extent of our relationship. So I saw him play one time. And then the next day I was like, whatever. And
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
we never even talked.
What's wrong?
I think because we never talked. I don't know. I was so little and so innocent that like I had a boyfriend that I think maybe we hugged one time.
Bet that felt good, huh?
It was all right. It was kind of awkward because I never had talked to him.
I remember the first time I think I hugged a girl. I think I got a boner.
What did you do? Did you have to like move like your hips back?
I think it was like 7th grade, like dance. And I never, I grew up super sheltered. So I think we were hugging just for a dance. And then I had to go like sit down. I was like, oh shit, this is weird.
Oh, you didn't know what was it? You knew what was going on.
Well, I knew I had a boner, right? And then so, because you get boners starting when you're, like I would watch Baywatch as like a 5-year-old and get a boner.
A 5-year-old? That's not right.
What? Wait, that's not right. What's not right? Biologically or emotionally or what?
How do you remember that?
Because I remember like me and my friends that would come over, we would all
You
watch.
had friends come over at 5 years old? How fucking cool were you?
This had nothing to do with being cool.
You had friends come over when you were 5.
Yeah.
It's like Taika going, hey, my friends are coming over. He's only 3 or about to be 3.
Yeah.
That's weird.
What?
How do you have friends? And it's not like you had a cell phone to communicate. Like, how the fuck did that happen?
You know, when you grow up, like, so I grew up in a suburb. So it's like all the kids knew each other.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. You
Yeah.
grew up in the...
Yeah, I did it. Yeah. So imagine like, like we see that kid over here, that kid over there, right?
Yeah.
As Taika gets older, he starts playing outside more and more. Pretty soon, they'll just be like, hey, can I go over to that person's house?
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
And then we're like...
You weren't sheltered the way I was.
Yeah, and we're like, okay, cool, let's go over and talk to the parents. And they're like, hey, is it cool if Taika comes over to play for an hour or two? Yeah. And then so they'll play. And then eventually, the parents don't even have to go because we know whose house they're going to. And then there'll be like 3 or 4 kids there, And so I remember like us were watching TV. And I remember for some reason we would watch Baywatch. And then all of us, like, I'm like, oh, my wee swollen. And then,
Ew.
and then the other kid like, yeah, my wee swollen too. And then we're like, oh, all of our wee-wees are swollen. So we'd go and pee in the toilet together. What? Don't look at me like I'm weird.
That's fucking disturbing. Anyway, continue.
And then we're just all peeing with wee-wees and none of us are peeing into the toilet. Because when you have a swollen wee-wee, it's hard to pee down. So we're just all shooting like everywhere. It was funny.
That shit's fucking disturbing. Okay, so I think I don't know.
And you're not even horny when you have a boner at that age.
Yeah, I get that.
You're just like, it's literally like
You haven't hit puberty yet.
like
so
you
why
had
would
a
you be horny?
pump in your arm and it just feels like swollen. It just feels like an awkward feeling. And you're just like, whoa, this is weird,
Interesting.
Yeah. But then I think in junior high, you start to go, oh, wait, it's swollen. I need to put it in something. That's when like the dudes start humping couches and stuff like that. But yeah, so when I was with the girl and I probably didn't even know act of having sex yet. Like I didn't understand. I probably still thought you got a girl pregnant by putting your dick on their tit or something like that. Because I was just so like behind, you know, I didn't have any older brothers or sisters.
Yeah.
And so we were slow dancing. I started getting a swollen wee wee. And I was like, oh shit. So I had to go like sit down.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was my boyfriend's story. I don't know if it's as lame as yours. It's pretty lame.
Yours is pretty lame. You didn't even talk to them.
Mm-mm.
So you didn't really have a boyfriend.
I just had a boyfriend for like a day.
Yeah, you didn't really have a boyfriend.
Not really, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it was lame. But I don't know if it's as lame as I want to make out with someone.
Well, you don't even know if he wanted to make out with you.
No. I'm saying that the girl was like, I want to make out with someone. And you were like, oh, really? Who?
I didn't say who. I said you should.
Oh,
I'm cool. You got to remember I'm cool. So when you're cool and awkward, you know what I mean?
Okay, wait. But you got to remember you're the only one wearing a uniform. So you're not cool.
Then why do people want to be my friends?
I don't know. They wanted to be your friend?
People couldn't wait to have me in class.
Oh.
The minute they saw me in class, everyone, you know, they smize with their eyes.
They smize with the eyes.
It's like, yeah, remember like on JK Party? Like we were both mafia when you wake up and we look at each other like that.
You're smiling with your face.
Oh,
but it's one of these where you go like this and you're like.
But it's like that. Like when we, like, you know, like the first day of school and you go to your classes, you're like, I wonder who's in my class this year.
You don't want to act too excited either.
Yeah.
So you're just like.
But people will see me and they'll be like, this guy's going to fuck shit up. They'll be like, the teacher's going to have a good old time. And then the good kids, of course, would be like,
they're going to disturb my learning.
I'm not learning at all this year.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if then maybe we wouldn't have been friends because I don't think I would have liked you.
Why?
I think I would have found you annoying. I didn't like people. Maybe. I didn't like.
I think you find me annoying now.
No, clearly I don't. I just didn't like people who always had to like be the center of attention.
I don't know if I was trying to be. It just happened to be like I'm not trying to go, ooh, what's my moment? You know? Because
you know how like
it's more of someone else sets up an alley-oop moment and I have to dunk on it. But
fine.
I'm not like I'm so cool, guy. Everyone look at me. You know, I'm not like that.
Because, you know, like at that age, you're still highly influenced by your parents. So it's like maybe like 1/4 of your brain is your own thoughts. But then the rest of it is like your parents' thoughts. So a lot of what you say out loud that's like bad or trying to correct is just you're just mimicking your parents.
I noticed the girls were like that. I don't think the guys were.
Oh, okay.
Like
well,
the
then,
girls, especially, like they felt really home on her. Like, you can't do that. You know, because I think but then I think for guys, like that rebellious side comes out pretty fast. And it's almost like you're trying to explore this side that you've been suppressing the whole time.
Oh.
So I would say maybe your parents' voice is maybe 1/4 and 3/4 of you is like, time to fuck shit up.
Oh, okay. Well, then
That's
never
why
mind.
you're smoking cigarettes and you're climbing fences and you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff you're not supposed to.
Okay. So then let's just establish here and now we wouldn't have been friends in
Really?
junior high. No, because you're annoying.
I wanted to be friends with you.
Sorry, you're just a little weird.
But you said you like people that like to like go against the grain and mess around.
Yeah, but you're a troublemaker. I didn't like troublemakers.
You didn't?
I liked law and order, yeah.
So when someone was like, everyone come to the front of the line and the guy that runs to the front stands there, you're like, he's hot.
If he stands,
He rushes. He can't wait to like, or if the bell.
No, not that hot, but like if he's just regular.
Like you're always looking at the front of the class. You're like, ooh, those guys.
No, not the front. I'd be like, those guys are trying too hard.
So which ones do you like?
The middle ones. Like the ones that just kind of like chill
out. So you
out.
just like crazy average people.
Maybe the cool guy that's not so rebellious, but he's not like so straight edge either. I like the middle. I like the middle.
That literally sounds like the most boring average person in the world.
Well, that's what I liked. Okay.
All right, fine.
Don't knock it.
All
okay,
right.
so then now moving into high school, right? What age are you trying to go into? Because I changed. Like 15-year-old me versus like 17-year-old me were just completely different.
Tell me
I graduated at 17.
The epitome of you in high school, and that like which year represented you in high school the most? And let's talk about that year.
I think when I was 15, I was a sophomore.
So you think the
16.
sophomore was the most like the MVP of high school?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, tell me about that one.
So that one was the one that was trying to figure herself out. She was the one that didn't want to be the 7th, 8th grade geeky chick that's like this like rocker, but not really there yet, that couldn't shave. So now she was like now developing into this like woman. She was wearing a little bit of makeup now. She could shave. She could wear more fitted clothes. She was showing the midriff a little bit because she was changing at school before her mom could see her.
Probably 6'2" already.
I was probably 5'11" already.
Damn.
I was tall, but then my girlfriends were tall then too. So like I didn't feel like.
Because you all play volleyball?
No, this was before volleyball.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, this was before volleyball. And this was me just like, I would hang out with like the stoner crew, the skater crew, the punk crew, like all the crews minus the jocks and like the goody two shoes. So I was like with all of those people.
Were you in a school that was kind of hood where the jocks were the losers?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't know who were the losers. Maybe we were the losers, but the losers were like the outcasts, the kind of like geeky ones.
Not losers, but I guess in the high school that I ended up going to, the jocks, they weren't losers. Like they didn't get picked on, but the real actual cool kids were like the gangsters.
No, that wasn't like that.
And then thugs, and then jocks were like the second class cool.
No.
I see. Okay.
No, ours were still the jocks.
I see.
So then I was like into weed. So I was like super like just chill with everything. Like, was I trying to be funny in class? I was a funny kid. Like everyone liked being around me because I was just always like happy, good times. Yeah, and I was like stoner.
Did you ever get voted anything as elementary, middle school, or high school in the yearbook?
I'm always in the middle zone of things. So I'm never like too rebellious, but I'm never too geeky. So I'm just like coasting in the middle. So people don't really think about me.
Damn. There's not a single page in the yearbook that recognizes you.
No, not really.
Damn.
I didn't even take my photo. I was so anti-high school in high school.
What about middle school and elementary school?
No. Oh, I ran for class treasurer. I did that.
Oh, cool.
Like that was so huge in junior high. Like we would make like little tags. Yeah. You know those tags that you like, you know what I'm talking about?
No. Like luggage tags?
Kind of, but they're smaller. But yeah, think of a luggage tag, but it's just like a little bit smaller. And you would say like votes for whomever. Yeah. And it was like a whole week of just passing these things out. And it was so cool because you would get a stack. And like people would decorate it really nice. And you know how like the Asian girls had like that really cool writing and they had like the gel pens and stuff. Yeah. And they would get really creative. Yeah. A bunch of those would get passed out. Okay. It was really cool. Yeah. So that was me in high school, I hate it. Like I was so anti-high school. I was like, I'm way too mature for these fucking people. Like I always thought I was like way more intelligent than like the average high schooler. So I was like that chick. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, that was me.
If I went to high school, I would have been like, what a loser. But I wasn't even inside.
Oh, fuck. Okay. On that note, let me pause you real quick because I'm going to introduce our next sponsor. And I want to introduce our next sponsor, Best Fiends. You guys have heard me talk about this a lot, but it's just the funnest app game that I have ever played. I'm still playing it till this day. I absolutely love how just visually it's really cute. So it's a bunch of like these little bugs that are trying to get rid of all these slugs that are like messing up their garden. And I'm just not about that. You know what I mean? Stupid slugs. Even the slugs are still kind of cute. Yeah, but they are. These slugs start like spitting like this nasty gunky stuff at you. But there's just puzzles that you have to solve. Yeah. And it's a lot of fun because like from 9 to 5, it's just constantly just going into businesses, like going into our business, diving in and just solving problems or like thinking of the future. So it's a lot of brain power that I'm like using. So once it hits 5, I just want to spend time with my kid and I just want to unwind. And Best Fiend actually provides that for me because it's just this fun, stimulating way that I'm not like trying to problem solve stuff that like, I'm not trying to put out fires. So it's just a bunch of like good times for me. I look at these cute little slugs and I look at these cute little bugs and it's just a bunch of fun. And I just love that even Taika likes watching me play.
That's cute.
Because Taika's like, oh, cool, look at that bug. And he's like, that's a bee. Oh, that's a beetle.
This is a spider.
Yeah, that's a spider. I mean, they don't have spiders here, but or at least I haven't collected that little character just yet. But I love that Best Fiends it updates their puzzles monthly. So I don't get bored of anything. Like right when I'm like, okay, I'm going to start seeing repetitive things. I don't see that. And I think I'm on like almost level 400 right now. Like it's pretty gnarly.
That's
so
really high.
It is high, but I'm telling you, like, I like to unwind and disconnect and just have a good old time. I play this all the time, even when I was traveling, because you don't need an internet connection. So your
cool.
gameplay just doesn't stop. So Best Fiends has thousands of levels already. And like I said, they're constantly updating every single month. And you guys, with over 1 million downloads and tons of 5-star reviews, Best Fiends is a must play. Trust me, just download it, check it out, and see if I'm tripping or not. Like, you have nothing to lose because it's a free download. You can find it on the Apple App Store or Google Play. Again, that's Friends without the R, Best Fiends. And we're back. Yeah, so that was me in high school. And I thought I was really cool. I thought, like, I was nice.
The epitome of me in high school, I would say I was during my 16.
So sophomore year?
Junior year. Because I graduated. I would have graduated 17 too.
Oh, okay. Junior.
But if you guys follow on JK News, you guys know that it took me 5 years to graduate high school. So I would have graduated 17, but I ended up graduating 18. But anyways,
which you're still graduating with like most of your class.
yeah, because I was always the youngest kid in my class. So spending the 5th year in high school was not really a big deal.
It's a fucking huge deal.
It's a huge deal because you're a loser. But
yeah, exactly.
But age-wise, it wasn't a big deal.
True.
But anyways, yeah, so I think 16, my sophomore, junior year-ish, or my first junior year, I think that was the epitome of me. That was when I think when you're a freshman, you're trying to figure yourself out, you know? And then like I was still trying to shed like this stupid school uniform like image. and I was trying to
because people would remember you that way. They're like, hey, you're the guy that always wears uniforms.
No, but my insides.
Oh, okay.
I was like, man, for 2 years. Like I felt like Mark Wahlberg and the other guys were like, I'm a peacock and I have to fly. And I'm like, no one's seen my peacock yet. So I think as a freshman, I slowly started to come out.
Are you selling drugs at this point?
Yes. Yeah. Well, freshman, no. Yeah, freshman, sophomore, I sold weed, the easy stuff. And then so I was like, I gotta join a gang. So I joined a gang and I was slowly starting to come out, starting to do the things that I want, started being more rebellious, and then started running away from home. And then junior year though, I think that was full blown bar. Like when I talk about my stories like on JK News and stuff, where like I go to raves in Arizona or
you were in high school.
Yeah, or I wake up in random people's houses that I don't know with a bunch of other people. That's 15, 16. So like those are, and then or the times where like, you know, you're just like racing on the freeway, you don't come home for like 3 days. Like that's the 15, 16 bar. So
your poor mother.
I know. So during that time, I didn't really go to school. And it was really cool because I think I got into so much trouble already. I would just make up all kinds of bullshit stories. And my dad I don't think he even wanted to put up a fight. So he'll come in my room at like 10 a.m. He goes, what are you still doing here? I'm like, I got a bloody nose. And then he'd be like, all right. And go downstairs. And then he wouldn't force me because I think he just knew that like at that stage.
If he pushes a little bit, you're gone.
I'm gone, probably going to jail. You know, just so he was just like, as long as he's home, that's kind of cool. Or he would like come up and I got into a car accident. It was funny. And all the homies made fun of me for like a year. Cause then they'll be like, wait, how come you weren't at school yesterday? I'm like, oh, I had to make these insurance phone calls. Like, you know how the insurance companies that they always want to call you at weird times. So like I would just
your friends at school would say that? Like,
yeah,
they would
yeah.
ask you that?
Like the ones that actually went to school and wanted me to be there with them, you know?
Oh, and you just were embarrassed to say fuck school? You just felt like you needed to put up a front for them?
Kind of, I guess. I cared about how they thought. So I would just make up some stupid story, you know? Because they'll call me on my bullshit. So I was just like, yeah, so that was that during that time. So I went to a lot of raves and then I started selling ecstasy. And I think the epitome of that was when I just got kicked out of Cerritos High School. I went to Marquepo for a year. Didn't do as good as I wanted. Went to the military high school that I went to.
And this is still 15, 16.
Yeah, and then I got kicked out of that school. And during those times, like at that school was like jail. It was crazy because it's boarding school, right? So you can't go anywhere. Man, I think we got into probably 2 or 3 fights a day, every single day. Cause
like in the rooms and shit.
Yeah, because it's
not on campus.
Because it's no on campus.
Oh,
because so it's like imagine a really small college where it's a high school with classrooms, right? But on this side, are the dorms. So you have rooms.
Oh, that's what I meant. The dorms.
Yeah, so
like not like in the classroom.
Oh, no.
setting.
So yeah, so there's
okay.
dorms.
That makes sense.
People are living in there. And so we're kind of like Lord of the Flies, and you're resolving things on your own.
And there's a bunch of fucking hormones that are completely imbalanced with all these boys.
Yeah. So like if someone talks shit about you and you heard it, you just go to their room. Like there's no running away, you know? There's no such thing as keyboard warrior. There's no such thing as even classroom warrior. Like you can't even be in class and be like, yeah, fuck you. Cause you know the security guard or the teacher's there. You're just like.
Or at least you go home to your parents.
Yeah. And you're like,
nope.
Okay. So you talk shit like at 3 p.m. when it's like free time, that dude and 4 of his homies show up at your room, close the door and beat the fuck out of you. And so that stuff happened like all the time for many reasons, because there's like also cliques in there. So it's just like mini jail. You know what I mean? Like it happened all like, or like, yeah, it would just happen all the time. So that was just like the craziest part where I think I was just exploring and figuring out who I was. And I think that's the climax of that. Cause I think at that moment, I'm like, man, I really need to turn my life around, because I don't know where the fuck this was going. I think when I got kicked out of that school, like that was already like, you don't get sent to boarding school until your parents are hopeless. So it's a bunch of kids going to a school. All their parents are hopeless. This is the last chance. And I still got kicked out of school, you know? So I still got kicked out of the hopeless school. And that's when it came back.
That's tight. Good for you, man.
What?
No one was able to do that, but you still made it happen.
Yeah. So I was like, man, I feel bad.
Oh.
And then because of my shenanigans, 13 other kids also got kicked out at the same time.
Because of you?
Yeah, so I was like selling like ecstasy and stuff, and then I was holding like these rave parties in my room, and then I think they started getting wind of it because there's cameras. I always thought I knew where the cameras were, and I was avoiding it. But this one time at like 5 a.m. in the morning, we're all like, "Oh, let's escape campus and go to a 7-Eleven run." So we're all sneaking off to the side and going to 7-Eleven to buy some Gatorade and water and like Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And the school principal drives by, and then she's like, "Okay."
Did he live on campus with you guys too?
I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, he caught us. And then then he started reviewing all the footage and saw who were like the usual suspects. And, you know, like for me, like I was always friends with a lot of people. So like the white surfer group, there was like 3 or 4 of those guys that partied with us. The Asian gang guys, there's some of those guys that partied with us. There's a couple of the Hispanic kids that partied with us. So they lined up. Like all of us were in the office. There's like a stack of papers that shows the release of us from the school. And I felt really bad at that moment, because you can tell not all kids were as like hood and like grungy as me. Where for me, I'm like, oh, fuck you. All right, you want me to sign this shit? I'll sign this shit. And then in my brain, I was already planning like, okay, you're going to kick me out of school. Well, I don't want to go back home. So me and 2 of my other homies who've been through a lot of shit were like, we should go to the computer lab, jack all the computers.
Oh, is this when you called your mom and you're going to turn your life around?
Yeah. And then I'm going to jack all the computers, sell the computers, buy a pound of Coke. We'll slang the Coke, and we'll finally get back on our feet. Like that was what me, my other homie Kaz did, and this guy named Peter Wang. Like these 3 dudes we've been through some shit. So that's how we brainstorm. Some of these white kids, they were probably just from like rich families of like Newport Beach or Huntington Beach, and their parents probably just didn't want to deal with them, and they were just bawling.
Aww.
Like you could just tell, like they're just like they felt so bad, they didn't know how to like face their parents. And I was just like, fuck, like man, this kid wasn't ready for this type of stuff. Like you could just tell who, like some people are just hard, you know, and there's some people just like sniffling and stuff. And I'm like, fuck, I can't believe I did this to these kids. I felt bad. At least for some of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the time where I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, don't worry, I fucking got this shit. You don't gotta pick me up. I got my plans, and it was to steal computers and to try to buy cocaine and get back on my feet that way. But that was the epitome of me at that time before I came down, and I was like, man, what the hell am I doing? I'm so stupid. And then the minute I came back to regular public school, I joined ASB. I was like, I gotta make a difference.
So then would we have been friends?
Depends. I mean, that's who I was. That's how like rebellious and how.
So this is you returning back to Mark Heppel, or the first time you go to Mark Heppel? Or you're not even at Mark Heppel yet?
Well, it doesn't matter if I'm at Mark Heppel, because if I liked you, I'm coming to your school.
Oh, I meant like that's cool.
That's how I was.
Tight.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out like the time frame here. Like, you got kicked out of the boarding
I
school,
would
and
say
what
like
happened?
right before boarding school, my first time at Marquette.
And then after boarding school, you went back,
Then I was way more tame.
but you went back to Marquette.
I went back to
Okay.
Marquette.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, because at that time, before I went to the military school, I had a girlfriend that went to another school in Gabrielino, and I would always just climb the fence and show up with her. I would find out when her lunch was, and I would just hang out. And then she'd be like, what are you doing here? Yeah. And I would purposely, like, I was just so, I don't know what it was. I was so rebellious. So, like, I also wrestled. That was probably the only
So
academic
you wrestled her like as soon as you saw her?
No. So that was the only, like, academic thing I liked, where I didn't like any classes. I didn't really participate, but I would skip school the whole day and show up to wrestling practice.
How the fuck do you even stay on the team?
Exactly. That's why I wasn't on the team for very long. But so I wrestled. So the first year I wrestled. Second year I got kicked off because I was really, really
Yeah, because you have to maintain at least a 2.0.
Exactly. That's why. So I had the academic probation conversation, and they kicked me off. But I was so rebellious. Like I think I always wanted to play with fire. When I hopped the fence, I wore my Mark Keppel sweater all the time. So everyone's wearing a Gabrielino sweater. I'm like, fuck you guys. I'm gonna bang on this whole school. Mark Keppel, motherfucker. And and the colors are all way off. Gabrielino was blue. My Mark Keppel wrestling sweater was black. So I'm always hopping the fence, rocking my Mark Keppel sweater, but I never got caught. That's just how like ridiculous I was. So if I was friends with you and I wanted to hang out with you, I would just come to your school and hop the fence and hang out with you.
Maybe we would have been together then.
Why?
I don't know.
But I wasn't average enough. I'm like I was like real. I didn't know it at the time because I wasn't trying to be it.
Yeah.
But like now, where I just like, in the HOA, I'm like, I don't want to make no noise. I'm an invisible neighbor.
Yeah.
The people that want to go talk to City Hall and do their stuff, you go do it. I just want to go shh, like that, live my peaceful life.
Yeah.
Looking back at how I was probably the guy showing up to school going, bah, 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 bah. Like everyone look at me with loud ass fucking music. Like that was me.
I get it. Your parents didn't give you enough attention and love. I get it now.
And now I still barely get it from you.
You shut the fuck up. You can't even play like that. I'm so confident in the amount of love and attention I give you. Fuck that.
Just kidding. I know.
Yeah, really thinking about it, I don't think I would have been with you either. I liked really mature, deeper dudes. So for example,
So if we got faded and we're sitting in a corner and talking, I think I would have made you swoon.
yeah, maybe you would have fucking the WAP. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It would have been WAP all day,
But
baby.
I wouldn't know what to do with it though. But I'm like, you should probably dry that shit up.
Yeah. Wow, you really need to get that checked, girl.
Yeah. Go change yourself.
So my boyfriend in high school, I think I was 15, and he was this like rocker dude, would write poetry. He would like play guitar, but he wouldn't bring it on campus because that's kind of lame. But yeah, he was in a band.
I always thought those guys were losers.
The ones that brought it to school?
Yeah.
Me too.
Because you're like,
me too.
You're
like,
just begging for chicks to ask you to play a song. And then you know what's going to happen when they hear your beautiful voice. Because I'm feeling that way.
Yeah. No.
And I'm feeling kind of jealous too.
No, he wasn't that guy. And he was also like a roasty person. So I loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
and
is your high school boyfriend?
Yeah. Yeah. We were together for maybe like, fuck, I don't even know, a year?
You guys actually talk?
Yeah. We hung out a lot. Yeah. We hung out a lot.
Oh, fine.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe we wouldn't have been friends then. We probably would have been friends. I probably wouldn't have liked you. Unless we got fucking lit the fuck up. Then maybe.
Yeah.
I liked rockers a lot.
I'm rowdy. I was really rowdy. So, and I'm really rowdy. So I think everyone knew who I was. You know what I mean? Like you're going to hear about me. And I didn't even know this until later. Because in hella people would come up to me like junior college.
You are Bart.
No, they're just like, hey, Bart. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? They're like, I went to high school with you. I'm like, oh shit, okay. And it would be people from all walks of life. They'll be like, hey, Bart.
Are you in the yearbook?
Yeah, in the yearbook, every single yearbook I've ever been in, it's either most talkative, most humorous, or most comedic.
You got awards for that?
Every single year. Starting
shit.
fourth, third, maybe even like for first grade, maybe.
Yeah, I like to stay just coasting right in the middle where I'm not too weird, but I'm not too loud. Like I was like, you just didn't know I was there.
Yeah, like I was, I think in third or fourth grade, it actually turned out good. I think some teachers are just kind of like sweet, so they like to use euphemisms. So she was like, Bart, you have a way with words. So she gave me an award for language arts.
What, bitch?
She gave me a award for language arts.
Why? What were your words like?
Probably because I was goofy and I like to roast and like say crazy shit all the time.
Yeah.
And then so I think like, you know, she's just like, yeah, I'll give you a word for language arts. You have a way with words. And so
I like her.
So my mom was so proud of me because then I was standing there with my award because she thought like when you translate language arts, it's almost like I got a mastery of English.
Oh.
But I have a mastery of English in another way. Like not in a Shakespearean way, in a way of like a stand-up comedy word, you know?
She cut you some slack. She didn't even know.
She was so proud of me. She was like, oh, my son finally got an academic award.
And like little did she know. Never tell her.
Yeah.
Never ever tell her. Well, damn. That's kind of cute. We would have never been friends. We're so different, right? It's just so interesting to me to see how people once were. And like how you just kind of develop, you know, like just the roads we all chose to take as little kids, and then where that led.
I really like that you pull these stories out of me, because a lot of them, you know, it feels like 2 or 3 lifetimes ago, right?
Yeah, we've lived so many lives.
Yeah, like my college years is one life. The hustling JK years are one life.
Yep.
And then
the dad is another life.
Being a dad's another
slanging.
life. Yeah, slanging.
Partying.
And then being crazy in high school, that's another life. And I like reliving these lives because I can see literally baby Bart and baby Taika.
Oh, yeah.
Like if we're not good parents and we only parent the way that my parents were, he's on the same path because he is really rebellious. I don't see him rebellious. He's not rebellious in a way like
I see him curious.
Yeah, he's not rebellious. Well, that's what it turns into. So like he's not like purposely trying to break rules.
Yeah.
But the curiosity, if not channeled, because I was just curious too. I'm just curious, like what it would be like to like drift in the middle of the school. You know, like I went on the football field with my Honda Civic and I was literally driving on the dirt track and I drifted all the way around it. So like, I'm just curious too. I'm not purposely going,
fuck, I'm not ready for that curiosity.
You paid millions of dollars for this football field? Well, fuck it. That wasn't me. I was like, just like, oh shoot, this is a dirt track. I'll probably be sliding all over the place. Hell yeah. You know? So I think Taika's just the same way. So and I can already see it coming. Just be careful.
I mean, what the fuck? I'm not a single parent. You just be careful too.
Fine. Well, because I don't want to deal with the monster. So as soon as I see the monster.
You created that little fucking monster that I absolutely adore. And I love that curiosity. And it definitely pushes and it challenges me.
Yeah.
But I'm also happy that I get to hear these stories because I also see, I don't want to say the fault in your parents' parenting, but I see where your parents just kind of didn't notice. They were just too busy. You know what I mean? They were surviving. So I get it.
Yeah.
So they were busy surviving that they just couldn't sit there and like, that's why for us, and it's bad that we call it this way, but like the white parenting style where they sit with their kids and they actually talk, you know?
To them, yeah.
And it's
the modern parenting style.
Well, back in the day, we called it the white parenting style because white people were already here. They had their roots established. They weren't on survival mode, but our parents, you know, my parents immigrated from Mexico. Yours are from China.
Yeah.
Like they were here to make a living.
Taiwan.
Taiwan, sorry. But your dad's also from China, but whatever. So yeah, they were here trying to like establish some sort of roots.
Yeah.
So like we didn't have the luxury of having them explain why we're getting in trouble or like.
Yeah.
So that's why back then we called it that, but now it is modern. But you better fucking help me. Okay. Anyway, so I saw this thing and it's kind of ironic that we're talking about it, or maybe this is why I brought it up, but someone posted this on Instagram and I thought it was so fucking interesting. So this is what it says. A different version of you exists in the minds of everyone who knows you, right?
True.
Okay, so it says, this is what they write. I read a book that blew my mind. The main character goes crazy when he realizes no one really knows him. The gist is that the person you think of as yourself exists only for you. And even you don't really know who that is, right? Because we just talked about many lives. So we've evolved and changed so many times. And it says every person you meet, have a relationship with, or make eye contact on the street with creates a version of you in their heads. You're not the same person to your mom, your dad, your siblings than you are to your coworkers, your neighbors, or your friends. There are 1,000 different versions of yourself out there in people's minds. And you exists in each version. And yet your you, yourself, isn't really a someone at all. So it's just like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's super deep. I
It-
actually had that same thought like last week. I'm like, you know, like you have this version of yourself, right? And even for me, like I have this version of myself. Like I'm like, I think I'm a pretty righteous guy that people could think that I'm loyal and I'm a good friend and I'm down to do anything for any of my friends. That's my view of myself.
Mm-hmm.
But but I was thinking from someone else's point of view, there could be someone that's like, Bar's fucking annoying.
Or shady.
Yeah. So like,
Or like the things that he said didn't add up. Is he lying?
and I'm like, but that's their truth. So there's no point in me trying to argue with them, but that's because it's me being my loyal quote unquote self that caused them to think I'm fucking annoying and shady. You know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it is fucking crazy.
It's crazy, yeah.
So I guess like I bring that up to kind of tie it all back with everything. Like we're constantly evolving, we're constantly changing. You can't really focus on the past you too much or like the bad stuff of the past you. It's just really just taking what works for you, keep harnessing that, making that better, and just kind of learning from everyone. And just like I think it's always important to kind of see where you started to where you're currently at, and then just understanding that people are going to have misrepresentations of you or misconceptions of you, and sometimes that's all right. Like you shouldn't really dwell on it too much because we're all constantly trying to evolve and just be better people. At least most of us are. So yeah, just keep being a good person and just doing you and just trying to have a good old life. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, yeah, sorry I wouldn't have been your friend, but
I wouldn't have been yours either.
good. But yeah, anything else you want to add?
No.
Alrighty.
Maybe just thank our sponsors.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that right now.
Shout outs to Fight Camp. Fight Camp offers flexible financing for as low as 0% APR. And right now, as a limited time offer, you can try Fight Camp for 30 days with their money back guarantee. Just go to fightcamp.com/BEAW. That's BEAW and get your workout on.
And also thanks to our sponsor, Best Fiends. Just remember that there are thousands of levels already with new levels, events, and characters added every single month. So make sure, because with over 1 million downloads and tons of 5-star reviews, Best Fiends is a must play. So download Best Fiends for free on Apple App Store or Google Play. Again, that's friends without the R, all right? So it's Best Fiends.
And also shout outs to our last sponsor, Barbell Brigade. If you're looking to optimize your body as an athlete, we now have a full line of performance and health and wellness supplements. And it's easy to tell if you go to barbellbrigade.com. Anything in the black bottle is for performance. So our pre-workout, as well as our strength stacks, aka our creatine, and then our multivitamin, our immunity support, and our performance greens are all in white bottles. So go ahead and go take care of yourself and maximize your potential. Thank you guys so much. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.